This is the all-new Rebel version 5, New Balance's answer to the non-plated daily speed shoe. I've had a few Rebel models over the years, version 2 which I really enjoyed, version 4 which I desperately wanted to like, but it caused me so many Achilles issues and slipping at the back of the shoe. Lots of people did like it, but version 5 is finally here and New Balance appears to have fixed a lot of the issues that people were having with version 4. So now can it compete with the likes of the amazing Adidas EVO SL, or will it just be lost in a sea of other much better options out there on the market right now? I've actually been quite surprised by this shoe, so let's get stuck into the full review, starting out with the differences between this and the outgoing version 4. With version 5, we now have 5mm more stack height than version 4. It feels softer and a little bit bouncier as a result as well. And yes, you really can feel those extra few millimeters. We've now got an updated upper, a new tongue, and most importantly for me, a new heel construction at the back of the shoe as well to help with that lockdown and those heel slip issues. It's now slightly heavier, really as a result of that extra stack height in the shoe. There's a little bit more flexibility in version 5 versus version 4 in the midsole. Version 5 is slightly narrower than version 4. Version 4 was a very wide shoe. Version 5 is just pretty standard now. And also, not a change, but there's been no price increase, which is all really good. Right, let's get stuck into the facts and figures. So the purpose of the New Balance Rebel version 5, this is your daily trainer, suitable for some speed sessions as well, some tempo runs, but this shoe can get the vast majority of your training done pretty well. Price-wise, around about £140. As always, I bought this shoe 100% with my own money. Thank you so much to everyone that supports us here on the channel by liking, sharing our videos, commenting down below with your thoughts on the New Balance Rebel version 5, and also smashing that subscribe button. It really means so much. And also checking out my website, benparks.com, where you can find amazing running kit like this Reg Fragments tee, which you can see me running in here. Perfect for pairing up with this rather cool, snazzy colorway in this red here from New Balance. Stack height at the back of the shoe, we're talking at 35mm with a 6mm drop overall. Weight-wise, this is coming for me at 271 grams in my UK size 12. Version 4 was 248 grams, so 23 grams heavier. Can you notice that? Not really, it's just a slight small increase, as I say, due to that extra stack height in the shoe. With upper, we've got this Phantom Fit engineered mesh upper. Midsole wise, we've got the Fuel Cell midsole, which is a PEBA and EVA blend from New Balance. Around about 80% EVA, 20% that PEBA super foam, and there's no plate in this shoe. And then outsole wise, we've got these black patches of rubber here, and then some exposed midsole in the red as well there. It depends where you are if you want some different widths available. There are different widths in the United States and in Canada as well, but as far as I can tell, nothing in Europe or UK at the moment, and this was true to size for me. Right, let's get stuck into the likes. My first like being the vastly improved, much better upper and fit that this shoe is delivering. A lot less material on top, it's not bunching up, and the lockdown is so much better for me than version 4. Getting no heel slip, holding the foot really quite nicely, so as long as you're running in a straight line, which we'll come onto that a little bit later on. All round, very comfortable, right from the off, had absolutely no blisters, hot spots, any rubbing. They've really nailed the problems that I experienced in version 4. My second like with this shoe, just the sheer versatility this is offering. It's very reactive, it's very lightweight for a solid non-plated racing option. Just very versatile for that daily use as well. With so many plated and really quite stiff shoes out in the market, this is sort of breaking the mold and offering something really different. It's certainly a foam on the soft side, but you do get a lot of reactive force coming back at you from the pavement. And because it's only a 35mm stack height, you don't sink into the foam too much. It doesn't get too squishy and too mushy. It's fast, it's light, it's so much fun to run in. It's different, and I really love it a lot. My third like with the shoe, just the lovely rocker at the front and the back of the shoe as well. Suitable for all different types of strikers here. Forefoot striker, midfoot striker, heel striker. This shoe has got you covered. It's very smooth through that foot strike. It covers the ground really nicely, and it really wants you to sort of pick up the pace with just how smooth it is. Fourth like, value value that this shoe is offering. I actually paid £118 for this shoe, getting a cheeky discount code in there. But even at RRP in 2025, £140 for this shoe, given how versatile it is, how fast it is as well as that non-plated option. A really great option, especially if you just genuinely do want one shoe to do it all and you don't want to build a massive rotation out there. This shoe is going to look after you really well. My fifth like with this shoe, the speed it's offering. That PIBA and EVA blend in the midsole to give it a nice bouncy soft ride with ample cushioning to look after your legs. It's light, it still feels snappy, and 100% you definitely could have a good solid race in this. No doubt the plated shoes are going to be faster. Not everybody wants that, and this shoe can really deliver in a race. For me, this can work in a race, 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons. I'm not sure I'd want to take it in a marathon. I'd probably personally want a little bit more stack height. If that's not your thing, then you definitely could race a marathon distance. Just depends what kind of shoe you like on your feet. Plus, the stack height here is at a legal limit. So many non-plated shoes are above the legal limit. So if you need a legal shoe on your feet, maybe for something like an Ironman or something, this shoe will be okay for that. But as always, we say on the channel, it's not all about the likes. There were quite a few, but I've got some dislikes coming up now. Dislikes with this shoe. I've done about 50Ks in this shoe. It's already showing some wear on the bottom of the shoe as well. It's not going to be a shoe that is going to last as long as some of the higher stack height shoes out there. There's some scuffing in the exposed areas on that midsole already. This really is not a mileage monster, mileage workhorse shoe. If you do need something like that that's going to last a very long time, then something like the Novablast, we'll come on to that later on, might be a better option for you. And as the foam is a little bit on the soft side, it can feel a little bit unstable in some very sharp corners. If you're the kind of person doing maybe a lot of park runs or something with some sort of 90-degree bends or going round cones and things, it might feel just a little bit unstable, but it's not too bad, just something to be aware of. The upper does hold the foot down quite well. When you're running in a straight line, there's just a little bit of excess movement in those sharp corners, just adding to a little bit of extra instability. And potential dislike, I don't know. I'm asking you for some help here. I don't know what the grip's going to be like in the wet. It just hasn't rained in London for so long. But yeah, let me know, have you run in this shoe in the wet? Please help out the community and let people know what the wet weather grip is like down below. But in the dry, the grip has been all good. Right, I want to have a chat about some alternatives to this. Probably the most obvious one being the Adidas EVO SL. Very similar in terms of the focus of the shoe, both cracking daily options with that speed focus when you need to pick up the pace. The EVO SL has that full length PIBA base midsole and is definitely a little bit softer feeling in the foot strike, whereas the Rebel has that blend of that PIBA and EVA. Feels a little bit firmer and also a little bit more stable because it has that EVA foam in there. The EVO SL does have a very small shank in there to help with that stability, whereas the Rebel doesn't. It's using that sort of EVA blend in the foam to add a little bit of stability in the shoe. The EVO feels definitely a little bit faster to run in. The foam is just a little bit better. The Rebel has more pace range available to it though. This feels a lot happier at the slower paces, whereas the EVO SL feels a little bit clunky at sort of your easy pace, recovery pace. The Rebel feels a lot happier at those paces. But they're both very fun, very lively shoes. If you want a shoe to truly do it all, then I'd say go to the Rebel. It's just got the whole pace range covered. But if you are the kind of person that wants to build a rotation and just wants that fun sort of snappy shoe for those faster pace runs, then go for the EVO SL. Price-wise, the EVO SL is around about £10 cheaper. They're pretty much identical on the weight. The EVO SL also has a slightly higher stack height in the shoe, 35 for the Rebel, 39 for the EVO SL. Both very similar shoes. Really, you can't go wrong with either of them. But a lot of people are going to be asking, how does it compare to the Novablast version 5? Probably my most recommended daily shoe out there so far this year. The Novablast, true classic daily shoe, whereas the Rebel has got a bit more of a speed focus to it. The Novablast, much higher stack height in the shoe, and therefore the ride is a little bit bouncier due to just the amount of extra foam you've got underneath your feet. I found that given the Rebel is a lot lighter than the Novablast, it just feels a little bit snappier for that speed work. It just feels a little bit more comfortable cruising along at some nice steady paces. The Novablast is going to be definitely better suited for longer runs, people training for those marathon efforts, those sort of 20 milers and things. You're probably going to rather have something like a Novablast on your feet. It's just a little bit more comfortable over those longer distances and generally just a bit more robust. The Rebel is a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more fun, a little bit faster, but it's not going to last quite as long. In terms of the stats, the Novablast around about £5 cheaper, about 30 grams heavier. Stack height, this is where the big change is, about 6.5 millimeters extra over the Rebel. Right, let's move on to my conclusions. Do I recommend this shoe? 100% yes. I've really enjoyed running in it. I was very nervous about this one given how much I didn't get on with Rebel version 4, all the heel slip issues and it rubbing my Achilles raw. This is really a great option for someone that wants that do-it-all trainer. If you like version 4, you're going to like this one. For me, it's a light and day, much better upgrade than the previous version. But if you like that snappier, stiffer, slightly lighter, lower stack feeling of version 4, then I'll say obviously go out and stock up on it. There should be some good deals out there on version 4 at the moment. But all in all, really great shoe. Let me know your thoughts on the shoe. Were you a fan of version 4? Are you going to be getting version 5? Let me know down in the comments. The next video coming up is the full review of the EVO SL. Click on that one up here. Or if you want to check out my full review of the Novablast version 5, click on that one down there. That's it, guys. I'm off to get some more miles in this one. I'll see you very soon in the next one.